Good morning, it's me, Lila, GmaRides. Today's chapter takes me to Kansas, and I'm taking you along. This is the St. Francis Motorcycle Museum. That nice man was our tour guide. The museum had its roots in 2013 when a small group of people got together and decided, hey, they needed a museum. And eventually they were opened in 2016 in May. They have an extensive collection, one of them being an Orient motorcycle. And of course, that's not it. But some of the bikes are so rare that when the museum opened, they had to build a vault inside to house them because they were that cool. It's located on 110 East Washington Street in beautiful downtown St. Francis. They have welcomed visitors from 49 different states and 44 foreign countries. And it seems like you cannot pass a motorcycle museum or a Harley shop without an Evel Knievel section. This one was no different. They have a lot of beautiful motorcycles, and if you see any that you like particularly, I would appreciate if you drop a comment below for me. Thanks. This little board here was where we got to stick our pin in from Washington, and I was surprised at how many other people had been there, particularly my friend Brian, highwayflyer.com. You could also go give him a follow. These pictures are inside the vault. They're really valuable motorcycles that I was telling you about earlier. I don't pretend to know anything at all particular about them. That's me in the gray shirt there in the background, though. And this tire coming up just fascinated me with the tread. I don't know why. More vault pictures here. They had so many motorcycles in here, though, and half of the names I had no idea about. You know, most people just know about Harleys and Indians and Hondas and a few of the other brands, unless you're really a die-hard motorcycle person. They also had the Easy Rider choppers in here and a display for them. Not this one, of course. That's somebody's really decked out Goldwing or something. And this is a memorial plaque. And that's my bike, sitting in the heat waiting for me. We also, while we were in Kansas, found this really world-size ball of sisal string, so I took a picture of it for you. My traveling companion had something checked on her bike at a Harley shop, and so they, of course, also had a museum there, and it was an Evel Knievel museum, so we paid our admission fee and we wandered around while they messed with her motorcycle. That guy really flew by the seat of his pants, didn't he? But like I said, this is downstairs from a Harley-Davidson shop in Topeka, Kansas. And it's actually 2 stories once you get inside there, and 13,000 square feet. It has a lot of really cool things to look at and really does a great job of showcasing Evel Knievel's lifetime and the, sorry, I got tongue-tied there. But anyway, it also showcases his son's history into riding too. Shows a lot of his motorcycles, and some of it's really can't be missed. It also has a lot of other motorcycle memorabilia too, of course, focusing on Harley-Davidson. I don't know what the story on that bike is. I didn't catch that. But man, somebody rode that sucker, didn't they? While he was riding motorcycles and doing the stuff that he did, he was essentially uninsurable. So anytime that he was doing a jump, he had to factor in what he was going to have to pay to get patched up afterwards. And these are some plaques and memorials and that sort of thing. And on the far wall, you can see where some people had sent him, oh, that was a young Evel Knievel, wasn't it? Some pictures of things that he'd done. And Yakima Speedway, I took pictures of that because, of course, that was close to my hometown. That was one of his first bikes and first suits. I really loved his quotes that they really featured prominently in the museum. And in here somewhere, maybe, there's pictures of him and his son jumping together. I think that's his son's jumpsuit. Yeah. Yep. His son's first jumping motorcycle. Robbie Knievel. And anyway, it was interesting, and we spent about an hour and a half wandering through there, and they also had very nice air conditioning, which, when you're traveling in July, is not something to be taken lightly. This is Big Red, his tour bus that he loaded all of his crap on and essentially lived in when he wasn't living in the hospital or in a rehab facility somewhere. And like you can see, he was based in Butte, Montana. But this is in Topeka, Kansas, like I was saying. And you can see that he lived in the back of it, and he was sponsored by Chuckles Candy. Yeah, if you haven't done it by now, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And drop a like on this video, okay? That's obviously his race team in the younger years. And that is from his jet thing that he flew over the snake in, or kind of. Facts about this on the next frame now, which is kind of interesting. Just a view of the back of his tour bus. And let's see what's next. Yeah, he didn't do well in Yakima, so he said something one time about, yeah, people didn't go to watch him succeed, they went to watch him fail, which I thought was kind of sad. That's what that seat came out of that you saw earlier. And next, we're at the Uranus Fudge Factory. Make all the jokes you want, because we heard them all. And as soon as you walk inside the Uranus Fudge Factory, the employees are forced to greet you with, "Hey, welcome to Uranus." I'm going to spare you all of the jokes that we heard and I told while we were in there. They were tacky. But as you can imagine, there was every different kind of rude t-shirt, and I did not buy anything in there as far as t-shirts go. There's just some things even I won't rock. See? Told you so. This is in a bit of Missouri, and it's located on historic Route 66, so I guess today is not really all about Kansas, is it? It's in the Ozarks, and it's between St. Louis and Springfield. And they had a lot of interesting things to look at. Some of the things were outside, though, and as I've already told you repeatedly, it was really freaking hot out. So we didn't go look at that stuff. But I did enjoy looking at all these tacky t-shirts and filming them for you. Yeah, see? Told you. Tacky. Which makes you wonder, why didn't I come home with at least one of them? But really, I was trying to save space, so I stopped myself at buying stickers. Apparently, they also have a location in Indiana, although we did not visit that one, of course. And they do sell fudge, so it's not just a gimmick. Didn't try the fudge either. There was a huge line there, and fudge does not travel well in saddlebags. Initially, I thought it was just the name of the store, but apparently the town is named Uranus. Either that or everybody else just ran with it. I don't know. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this chapter of my almost 7,500-mile trip across the country, and I'm really glad I took you along. Please consider giving me a like, a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe if you haven't yet. Yeah, that's where I've been this year and last year, and oh yeah, that's where I went yesterday. So feel free to ignore that bit.